It is August 27, 2017. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. Before I jump into the report here, let me do a little bit of housework, so to speak. I wanted to show you guys something. On our website now, on the home page, you won't have all the menus that you see me have there, obviously. However, we are streaming live from our Facebook feed anytime that we are live. So that would cover the Watchman News from 4 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And it will also include the morning Bible study with Disciples Live TV. And wow, Scott Reeves has been just doing such an awesome job there. He delivers the word with so much love and so much energy. He has the softness that I feel like I have lost maybe over these past couple of months. And it's actually, to be honest, that daily Bible study in the mornings, it is really starting to pull me back. It's starting to reground me again, and I really hope it continues to, because I surely need it to. The other thing is, if we happen to get fired from YouTube, you know where to go. Go to thewatchmannews.com. Right on our homepage, we will be live. We'll stream from Facebook. And if Facebook fires us, guess what? We'll stream from something else. I'm not scared. So that's where it's at. Now let me show you just how bad things have gotten. Okay? Again, this Bible study in the morning is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it's delivered with a level of love and energy that is, I can't describe it. It's just so good. I really enjoy it, and I hope to see a lot of you come there and check it out as well. But he doesn't do anything even remotely risque or anything that could be hate, or I mean it's an absolutely wonderful Bible study. And of course we demonetized all of our live content, whether it be our live show that we do Monday through Friday, 4 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or his Bible study 7 days a week. That starts at 7 a.m. And that's Pacific time. However, he does live in Arizona, so daylight savings does not apply. So right now, until daylight savings changes, for us anyway, right now it's at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So, and again, that's 7 days a week. Awesome job. But let me show you just how much YouTube is trying to discourage us, okay? And this is why I am making a point. This is why I'm making a direct point that I am not in this to make money. I never was. And that's why, that was used against me as far as a reason why I should just make a full move on to Steam. Well, we couldn't do our live show if we did that. Where are we going to stream from, right? So, I will do more over there whenever they have the capabilities to support what it is we do. Because this is, we do live shows. These reports are just extra things I do, things that I see that are ultimately important, and I feel like I need to be getting a report out like this one. This is a very, very good report, so hang in there. Okay, I just want to show you one fast thing before we get into the report. Right here is our back end. As you see, all of our shows here, live shows, are demonetized. Not monetized at all. Don't try to monetize them. Let me show you something. I am going to click on edit right here. This will take you into the back end that you see. Actually getting a good response from the shows. On YouTube, we have, from this morning's show, 28 views with 2 likes. Janet made a wonderful comment there. Thank you, Janet. And let's take a look at what happens when I click monetization. Looky there. Limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for all advertisers. So even even a loving Bible study show is apparently offensive to YouTube. So, or their advertisers, which pretty much the same thing, right? So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you just how bad it's gotten. Not because we're saying, hey, come meet us on Patreon, you know. No, we're not. We're coming to you free. We're going to remain to come to you free. That's just the way it is. So all the others, I would ask you to search for motive, right? I just want to bring you truth. I'm not here to make money. So, you know, we do get donations, and they are greatly appreciated. They go to help many areas of our life. So, you know, it's just kind of one of those things that once we can, we will be updating and upgrading stuff for the news show. So it's all on tap. We're working on it, but you know, we live pretty close to our means, so we kind of have to take it as it goes. So let's get on over to the report. I needed to get that homework done though. This is from USA Today, and I will put the link to this article down in the description of this video. Wow. Now, did I call this or not? I've been calling this. I've been consistently calling this, right? I even had a conversation on a Facebook status that Tim Pool had up. Had a conversation over there that was rather insane, to be honest. This guy, right? I let him know out front I'm not a Trump supporter. I let him know I am not a racist. You know, and through the conversation we were talking, and I mentioned to him. I said, you know what? I said, here's the thing. You stay clear of me and mine, and what I feel is important in my life, and we're good, right? That's all I want. I just want my individual liberty. Now, included in that individual liberty, I think that I should be able to hold the Constitution and the Bible, not necessarily in that order, and not in that order, close, near, and dear to my heart. And I do. And that's not good enough. He wants the Constitution and he wants the Bible, and he's not going to stop until he gets it. Well, in more or less words, I told him good luck with that. So anyway, here is the remilitarization, or the MAGA militarization of the police forces. I told you this was coming. I'm telling you that the UN's coming. Mark my words. Put it on the calendar. Right? I'm not telling you a date. I don't do that. I'm not a prophet, and I'm not going to, you know, be a father figure, right? So let's read the article. The Trump administration is preparing to lift a controversial ban on the transfer of some surplus military equipment to police departments whose battlefield-style response to rioting in a St. Louis suburb 3 years ago prompted a halt to the program. Yeah, and for good reason. If you actually watched the citizen live streams of that, and you can go back and look, you know, they've been demonetized, of course, but you can go back and look on our early days, so to speak, in doing the Watchman news, and you can watch a lot of those live streams, okay? So anyway, the new plan, outlined in documents obtained by USA Today, would roll back an Obama administration executive order that blocked armored vehicles, large caliber weapons, ammunition, and other heavy equipment from being repurposed from foreign battlefields to America's streets. Good reason, right? Good reason. That stuff has no business being on our public streets. It doesn't. We are not supposed to have a standing military within the boundaries of our country. And that's exactly what it is. Just because we don't call it the military doesn't mean it's not the military, right? I mean, we got to use common sense here. This is going to be used against all of us. Don't think it's not. We'll continue on. On Monday, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, I've got my issues from with the Bundys with that character, is scheduled to address the annual meeting of the Fraternal Order of Police, the nation's largest police union. And he may outline the program changes there. Administration officials did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The administration's action would restore the full scope of a long-standing program for recycling surplus. Life-saving gear from the Department of Defense, along with restoring the full scope of grants used to purchase this type of equipment from other sources, according to an administration summary of the new program recently circulated to some law enforcement groups. Now, folks, military often, when they can, pre-stage equipment. Okay? That means they put equipment in places to where they think they'll likely need it ahead of time. Who wouldn't, right? Assets that would otherwise be scrapped and can be repurposed to help state, local, and tribal, you hear that? I hope the natives hear that. Tribal law enforcement better protect public safety and reduce crime. The FOP and some other law enforcement groups have long been pressing for a reversal of the Obama administration policy, arguing that access to such equipment was needed, especially in cash-strapped communities, to better respond to local unrest. What unrest are they speaking of? Because I'll tell you what, cash-strapped communities, little bitty towns. I know they're not necessarily saying little bitty towns. Let's face it, folks. Most cities and most counties and most states are cash-strapped, right? Why? Because of all this crazy spending they're doing, right? This included. It's insane. We are paying them to oppress us. That's just how insane this is, folks. Just how insane this is. I hope and pray. I hope and pray. You have no idea how much I hope and pray that the Bundys are acquitted of all charges. Because I think, just my opinion, I think if that happens, we the people, we've already gotten some big wins. But to have that win, we the people would truly know what our power is, and we could put a stop to this and a lot of the other crime syndicates like the EPA and, you name it, the FDA, and I know, they're needed, they protect us. Yeah, they protect us, All right, continuing, sorry. Well, not really, but okay, we'll continue anyway, right? The deployment of such sorry. Got ahead of myself. Local access to the high-powered gear was put on national display in 2014 in Ferguson, Missouri, where armored vehicles and heavily armed police clashed with protesters for days following the police shooting of an unarmed 18-year-old black man by a white officer. So you got to throw that in there too, right? Now that racial tensions from the moronic left and the moronic right are extremely high, right? Now we have to keep that inflamed, right? We just can't say an unarmed man was shot by a cop. Got to flame it as much as we can, right? The deployment of such equipment, President Obama argued at the time, cast the police as an occupying force, deepening a divide between law enforcement and a wary community. Now, I don't like Obama. I don't like him. I despise him. He disgusts me. His color has nothing to do with that. I voted for the man his first term. But I immediately repented. I immediately told folks that he is not doing what he said he was going to do. In a lot of things. In other things, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, which was not good. He did them in ways to where he could make the claim that he did what he said. But, yeah, that's not how he made it sound like he was going to do it. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue. We've seen how militarized gear can sometimes give people a feeling like they're in an occupying force as opposed to a force that's part of the community, that's protecting them and serving them, Obama said in announcing the ban in 2015. Well, if that was his real intention, then he would make the unlawful city ordinances illegal, right? Let's not play games with politicians. The military gear ban was among a host of policing reform recommendations to flow from a White House advisory group formed in the aftermath of the Ferguson rioting. The task force on 21st century policing, chaired by former Philadelphia Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey and Lori Robinson, a former Assistant Attorney General, called on law enforcement officials to minimize the appearance of a military operation when policing mass demonstrations. Yeah, like we've seen that. Avoid using provocative tactics and equipment that undermine civilian trust, the task force urged. The previously banned equipment also included tracked armored vehicles, bayonets, and grenade launchers. Really? Bayonets? Nice. The Obama order did allow for the limited use of other surplus aircraft, wheeled tactical vehicles, mobile command units, battering rams, and riot gear on the condition that such equipment was approved by the federal government. The Surplus Sharing Agreement, also known as the 1033 program we've covered here on the show, was created by Congress nearly 30 years ago as part of the National Defense Authorization Act, right? That was nearly 30 years ago, folks. We're not talking about the NDAA 2012, okay? Which is insane. If you haven't read that, you really need to go read the NDAA 2012. That's when you pick up a lot of fun things for us. Let's see. It was originally intended to assist local law enforcement in drug investigations, right? War on drugs, right? Because that plant is just really causing a lot of problems. This is insane. But they're pretty much, you know what I mean? Heroin is an absolute insane epidemic almost everywhere. Right? But they're not putting much of a stop to that now, are they? By God, you get caught with a plant. Insane. Folks, this is revenue generation. This is slavery. This is extortion. This is so many criminal, tyrannical things. It's unreal. It is unreal. It was allowed to get so big, way beyond what it was ever intended. And that's all our fault. That falls on ours. That's we the people. We have to fix that. We dropped the ball. We have to fix it. They're not going to give it back. They never give liberty back, right? They might make you think they do for a price, but that's about it. The program was expanded in 1997 to include all local law enforcement operations, including counterterrorism. Since then, according to the government, more than $5 billion in gear has been transferred to state, local, and tribal law enforcement agencies. Much of the equipment provided through the 1033 program is entirely defensive in nature. Yeah, right. Because, launching grenades at people is defensive, right? The LRAD system, yeah, that's defensive, right? My gosh, we haven't even seen them start using the microwave weapons yet, right? Yeah, defensive. Now, for who is it defensive for? That brings in that motive thing again now, doesn't it? The protect officers in active shooter scenarios and other dangerous situations, the Trump administration proposal says. Sure, could help with that. Sure. But usually by the time you get a chance to get all that equipment and toys out and gathered and on location, a lot of active shooter situations are already, well, if you look at the statistics, a lot of them are already diffused by the active shooter themselves, right? Once they realize they're not going to get away, most of them take their own lives. So yeah, what is it you need that armored vehicle for again? That maybe to take the body to the morgue or something? I don't know. Do we need heavy-duty hearses? Something to think about maybe. So anyway, I hope you guys are having the best Sunday that you can have. Sorry for this bit of information. And prayers and thoughts definitely to those folks down there in the path of Hurricane Harvey. And I ask you to pray. And if there's anything you can do to help out, please, that's got to be an absolutely horrible situation to be in. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. As always, we love you. God bless you all. Be one with your spirit. And we shall see you in the morning for Bible study and tomorrow afternoon for the news. Have a good evening.